Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel and Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need to at-need funeral services. Since the mid-70s, it's Curtis and Son Funeral Home. The North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Since 1975, Curtis and Son Funeral Home. Pre-need to at-need funeral services, funerals, burials, or cremations. Highway 280 in Childersburg and Highway 21 in Sylacauga. 256-245-4361. That's Curtis and Son Funeral Home. Tenny McGilberry, age 69, of Childersburg, died Monday. The family will be hosting a memorial service for Tenny at a later date. Online condolences at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Graveside service for Becky Butterworth Bridges, age 79, is this afternoon at 1 o'clock from Midway Memory Garden Cemetery with Brother James Hendon officiating. The family receiving friends today, noon until service time. Mrs. Bridges died on May the 8th at her residence. She was a native and lifelong resident of Talladega and worked for Crown Textile for many years. Midway Memory Gardens Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. William Bill Patterson died at his residence on May the 9th. And the family will receive friends today, 1 until 3 o'clock at Talladega Funeral Home in the chapel for visitation. That'll be followed by a graveside service at 3 o'clock from Pine Hill Memorial Park with the Reverend Ken Griffin officiating. In lieu of flowers, the family requests that you make a donation to your favorite charity in Mr. Patterson's honor. Talladega Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Homegoing celebration remembering the life of Miss Deborah Ann Chapman Spears, age 69, of Talladega, is Thursday at 2 o'clock from S.M. Goodson Funeral Home Chapel with the Reverend Dr. Angeline Sexton officiating. Interment to follow in the Sycamore Baptist Church Cemetery. Public viewing for Miss Spears will be today from 3 to 7 o'clock at the funeral home. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home and Crematory, Talladega, directing. Funeral service for Gerald Von Lohman, age 86, of Sylacauga, is today at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home. Burial in the Talladega Springs Cemetery. Mr. Lehman died on Sunday, May the 8th, at his residence. Visitation is this morning prior to the service, 10 until 11 o'clock at the funeral home. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing. And Mr. Donald Floyd Hubbard of Talladega died May the 8th at his residence. He was 82 years old. Funeral service in Mr. Hubbard's honor will be today at 11 o'clock from First Baptist Church in Talladega with Robert Klotz officiating. Private burial to follow in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. In lieu of flowers, donation can be made to the Veterans of Foreign Affairs at www.vfg.org. Online condolences at earthstreetfuneralhome.com. Earthstreet Funeral Home in Talladega in charge of the arrangements. And funeral service for Mr. Jimmy Green will be this morning at 11 a.m. from Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery of Sylacauga. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, in charge of the arrangements. This obituary report this morning, courtesy of Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need to at-need funeral services since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childers.